Aviators, yo, it's Dean Willpower. Want to go ahead and get back in touch with you guys and let you know. One, two. Aviators, what's up? It's Dean Willpower here with another episode. It's been quite some time since I've done any videos. I actually have done some videos, but I haven't edited them and put them up yet. But this is another video I wanted to go ahead and bring to you guys to give you an update on the road to become an airline pilot. So got some information for you, some updates, and I'm on my way back from Tucson because I purchased some business equipment. Decided to go ahead and start up a little business to help fund my flight time and all that good stuff. But I got some update. I got an update with the actual flight school that I've been attending. I won't say their names any longer. They will just be called the flight school, and that's for certain reasons. But you guys know which school I'm talking about. So the flight school that I was attending, I'm no longer attending. I completed my private there, and I got to my instrument, got all the way to the end, and had some hiccups. So I am no longer with that particular flight school, which it's okay. Because I definitely consider it a mutual agreement, so no love lost there. But you know, the good thing is that I am in the aviate program. I just come back from Denver to do my orientation, and I am still destined to go to the legacy of my dream, which you know who that is. And I'm just going to go ahead and continue my flight training somewhere else. I had some good things to say and some not so good things to say. I'm just going to go ahead and say this, that at the end of the day, whatever happens, you have to take responsibility for it. So in this video, I take full responsibility for not making it to the next rating at this particular flight school. However, if I would have known what I know now, there definitely would have been some things that I just would have made sure that were changed. Some things that I would have made a big uproar about. And I'm just going to say this. You know, when you wait a year and a half to get into a program, and you know this particular type of flight school is ready to do away with you over something as little as grounds, you know, maybe you know you had to do your grounds a couple of times to make sure that you were ready for the check ride, and passing all of the flight requirements that was asked of you. I think that you definitely should have been given all the opportunity in the world to go ahead and show that you are capable of moving to the next level, the final stage, which is check ride. So I got all the way to stage 3, passed the flight for instrument, and there was some misunderstandings on my ground that I felt like could have been explained a little bit more, because during your ground you're kind of given like a scenario of how you would handle things on an IFR flight plan. And sometimes the person that is asking you questions may assume that you know what they are thinking, but one thing that makes a good CFI is that they never assume that you are on the same page. They are to be very thorough to make sure that you know exactly what is being asked and what is being told. So I think in a couple of different scenarios, I kind of assumed with the information that was given that things were one way, and turned out to be something completely different of what the prog instructor was thinking. So that misunderstanding ended my my attendance there at this particular flight school, which is okay, because like I said, it's kind of mutual. I would say this about a flight school: if you are waiting 2 months for a check ride, and you have roommates and other individuals that you know that are getting check rides the very next day, or being scheduled out check rides a couple of days after their prog check, and you just so happen to be done a month before them, that's not good. When you're flying 4 times a month and your school has over 100 planes and they just have scheduling issues, that's a problem. When you are given about 3 or 4 different instructors, and the instructors that you receive, you're their first student for them to basically practice on, that's a problem. I would have expected to be given a check ride just like everybody else. I just wanted things to be fair. I would think that you attending a flight school, scheduling should be on point. You shouldn't have to be sitting around for a week at a time to be scheduled, and then sit around another week to be scheduled for another flight, and so on and so forth, when you have over 100 planes. Right? I would expect from a flight school that if you're paying top dollar for a flight school, that you're not getting new CFIs every single time, when some of your other classmates are getting instructors that have 1,000 hours under their belt, and they have a lot of experience. So I just think it's just kind of like a mutual agreement that we both go our own separate ways, because I definitely think that I can go somewhere else and finish a lot faster. I saw this one guy took 15 months to complete his instrument. Most of people that I saw coming out of PPL have like over 100 hours. This particular flight school that I went to, they can't even get accredited, after seeking accreditation over a year and a half. But you know, it is what it is, and I feel like I can go ahead now, go at my own pace. I don't have to ask anybody about being scheduled for a plane. I don't have to go and question anybody about why is my check ride taking 2 months and somebody else is jumping ahead of me when they have finished after me. You know, I can go ahead and choose what instructor I want. Make sure that they have a lot of experience under their belt, and I'm not just giving somebody that's new that, you know, doesn't really have a lot of experience. They may have to go and ask a couple of other CFIs some questions to go ahead and make sure that they're teaching right. So I am very content with where I am right now, and I'm ready to move forward. I found another CFI, one that has $1,600, that has never had a student fail an IFR check ride, and I get to go ahead and choose the schedule that I want, you know, depending on if the plane is available. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and keep it rolling, and I'm going to go ahead and try to bring some more videos and give some updates about my progress, because we're not stopping. We're going to keep moving, and that's what we do, because this is willpower aviation. I put the will in power. So, you know, go ahead and stay tuned. I'm going to go ahead and have an update here pretty soon. I may talk about some other things that I saw, experienced, and hopefully help you cut these corners and not make the same timely mistakes that I've made, because I truly feel like I lost a lot of time. You know, like I said, I waited 1.5 years on the sideline, you know, watching other people, you know, come into the program, and you know, I sat there and waited, and you know, didn't have a job for a while because I was just assuming that I was going to be called anytime, and you know, there was just backlog after backlog. So you know, what are you going to do but pick up the pieces and keep on moving, dust yourself off. But anyway, that's all I got for today. Like I said, stay tuned for another video. I'll try to go ahead and be a little bit more frequent on my videos now that I'm at this particular flight school, which seemed to take up a lot of my time. But now I have a little bit more leeway and more freedom. So I want to sign off and say thank you for watching my channel. Please subscribe. I got a lot more to go ahead and bring to you, and I'm out.